Kahan, the co-creator of this show, executive producer out in Singapore. Give a big shout out also to all you Metaverse Generation, people all over the world who have supported this show since its beginnings. We have a very special show tonight with Mr. Casey Waldman from the Revelers joining us tonight. Let's check it out here. Who is this person? His mother gave him his great-grandfather's snare drum when he was only 6 years old. The story goes is that he just started playing it as if he understood it. It was an old, beautiful wood snare, the instrument that opened the beautiful world of music for him. Elvis had just died around this time. His 20s flew by at hyperspeed, living in Boston, Portland, Chicago, New Mexico, San Francisco, and New York City, constantly playing in bands and recording here and there. At 25, he was in a band called PGP, and his first gig was at the West End Gate in New York City. It was the same place Neil Cassidy, Jack Kerouac, Will Burroughs, and Allen Ginsberg hung out when Jack attended Columbia University. He felt like everything made sense and it was all coming together. Then drugs became an issue and temporarily ruined everything. Casey was kicked out of the band because of his belligerence and reckless behavior. He moved to New Mexico to straighten out and joined two other bands, Medicine Man and Cinco de Tres. Finally, after floating around New York City again, he briefly moved to Fort Lauderdale, where he played in a cover band. He was asked by a dear friend to come to LA. He was not doing well and needed a friend. This guy was a singer in two bands that Casey was in from New York City. He ended up staying in LA for several years and played in many bands. And I quote, "I met Stevie the Kid in Italian LA and played many shows with him. I love him now and I loved him then," he says. Somewhere along the line, I came to terms with who I am and realized it's not about money and material successes. It's about the gift of music and playing it live, always. I'm still at that point. I'm grateful and happy that I get to play music and also be alive. My band, the Revelers, recently played the Whiskey on August 8th, 2024, and we loved it. I am one happy dude. Thank you to the trickster in the universe for allowing me to do what I love most. Salute. Well, without further ado, Casey Waldman, welcome to the Music Train. This is episode 7 of season 6. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the Music Train, Casey. Casey Waldman. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're really here. How long has it been?
It's been over 2 decades, 22, 23 years.
That can't be. It just can't be. How are you?
I'm doing well. My time machine sparked outside. Just kidding. That's not funny.
You're still making music, so that's pretty amazing.
I am.
You know, the way that I'd love to start our conversation today, before I hope you share a couple songs with us. If you guys are lucky, this amazing singer-songwriter, drummer, multi-instrumentalist is going to play us a few of his songs. He's really amazing. We've known each other a long time. This is Mr. Casey Waldman, as the intro had said. So I just wanted to ask you, what was your musical dream when you were a kid? Like, I'm talking under 10, maybe even under 7. Like, can we go back, way back?
Well, yes. The first time I ever played live, I remember. It's one of those things you just never forget. I can almost see it, like, even though I was 10 or 11. But I was looking out, and I knew that it was like a holiday thing, like the day before New Year's Eve, and people were. I knew everybody. It was like a holiday event. The other guys in the band were older than me, so I was just a nervous little, like, you could have snapped me like a chicken wing. I was like, maybe I weighed 90 pounds, and I was like, I play drums. And then, but we opened with The Trooper by Iron Maiden, and that's no joke. So when it was time to go on, I remember the feeling. So any of you that have never felt it yet, maybe you will one day. And if you do, just hold it together. And it's this feeling of, like, I can't move my arms or my fingers. The brain activity is not where, and like, as a little kid. And then the older guys looked at me like, "No, dude, it's okay. We know them. It's fine. It's okay. It's our kind of like Mark Wahlberg. Like, imagine Mark Wahlberg was a counselor. Like, hey, it's okay. It's no, it's going to be all right. And then I listened to them, and and it was great.
So it was what happened? Here we are. It was your nerves. It was your nerves.
It was. So the key to life, I think, is, like, somehow to control somehow your emotions, your passion, and then your instinct and being practical and all that. It's supposed to all come together at the same time, but it doesn't always. But the strong, the warriors, the ones who are ready to face any obstacle will overcome these fears, and they will face their biggest fear, and then they'll move on. Or, well, like Vera Wang once said, you do this now.
Exactly. So you were born on an island, Manhattan Island. Tell me about that. What was it like being born in Manhattan? That's like what people like dream about, visiting Manhattan.
It is an amazing city, actually. I love it, and I would never take it for granted. I'm going there on Monday, and I can't wait to be there. I'm in a suburb of New York,
Nice.
New York City, and I really like being here. It's New York City, man. You know.
So
But we met in LA though.
Yes,
and
we did.
We met at like LA at one of its highest points, I think. LA was going off back then. Remember? Do you remember?
I mean, I was in LA. I was in LA from 98 to 2008. So I had 10 years there. And yes, I remember a lot, and there's a lot I don't remember, but I definitely remember meeting you.
Well, you remember LAFCO, right?
Yes, of course.
Right. I think that's how I met you. I think that's where we met. And the fact that like there were so many people just in love with art at that time, well, music, film. Do you remember Benny Beats? You remember Benny Beats?
Yes, I do. Everybody
I love that fucking guy. I love him.
He became a shaman. Benny became a shaman.
A real shaman?
He's a shaman. Yes, Benny went through quite a bit. I need to get him on this show. Have you, Stevie, Benny? Wouldn't that be fun?
No, Benny Beats and I one day, like, remember when we lived in Cypress Park? Like, you remember that whole thing? So there used to be a lot of times the days would blend into mornings and so forth, and I'm sure you remember those days. Yes. And one day, Benny and I were like I had a guitar, and it was like 7:30 in the morning, and we're like, I don't think anyone can hear us. I think it's fine. and we came up with this line. It's weird. See, you talking about the shit, it brings it back. It's like, let's just say Benny is shaman is perfect for him, because he was the director of photography and did all the filming and stuff when Stevie and I went with Cassandra to Guantanamo Bay in 2004 for the Christmas show. Wow. Benny was he captured it all. And there was one
Guantanamo Bay. I mean, that's
we're all honorary citizens of Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, because we played for the troops in 2004.
I didn't know this. See?
Well, that's because we haven't talked in fucking 23 years.
I want to just thank everybody for tuning in again. Definitely let us know where you're tuning in from. We've got Casey Waldman here, although he has his name here as Casey Dixon from The Revelers, his new band. I think you're about to move to Los Angeles. Why don't we play one of your songs here from the whiskey gig that you did on the 8th of August? Check it out, you guys. The Revelers are covering Greta Van Fleet's Highway Tune. Let's go. incredible. So that's you on drums. Can tell me who's the band? Who's the band? Who's the singer? She's amazing.
The singer is Martina. She's actually from Italy. She was born in Modena, Italy. That was our first gig together. And
wow.
She's just like, you know, every once in a while you meet people and you know something. Somehow the first second you meet them, you just know that that person was meant to play with me. And that's no, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I'm dead 100% serious. And then we proved something by doing that show, because we didn't have, it was just the two of us.
So you took the reins. You took the reins.
That's right.
You flew to Los Angeles after I don't know how many years. You played the Whiskey, which is on Sunset Boulevard. You guys, one of the most wonderful places. Yeah, take the glasses off. Let's see you. Let's see those eyes. Let's see those. There he is, guys.
I mean, I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut.
So you get to LA. How is it to be back in LA?
I'm not in LA right now, but when I get back to LA,
how was it? How was it to be back there? Is my question.
It's so strange, because my personality and where I was born and all that, I seem like someone who belongs here. Like, it just seems like people are not offended by me. They understand completely what I'm saying. They laugh at my jokes because my jokes are funny. But if you're in LA or California, they're so sensitive, and they're so like, they get offended. I'm like, what is wrong with you? And that makes it worse. So, but here's the funny thing. I feel like I was always meant, my home base, despite being born on an island, Manhattan Island, that I belong in Southern California, not necessarily Los Angeles, but like Orange County or somewhere around that area. I just feel like I do the best stuff of my life there.
You know, there's a couple.
But I think I'm bi-coastal though.
Yeah, definitely, Casey. Love to introduce you to these two. Yes, that's Michael Yost and Rick Boston in Venice Beach, California. You have to hook up with those guys. So we haven't played a song yet, and I can't wait for you to. Are you ready to now?
Yeah.
All right. What are you going to play for us?
I'm already in D. So we're going to do tight.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's all right, ready?
Yeah, let's go.
It seems that the path that I've chosen, it's the only way to go. All this mad confusion, so many players in the show. At times you live that way on the top of your game. You don't know if what you say can be a game. It's hard to see you when you can't slow it down. It's fast paced, leave little time to walk around. This fast paced, leave little time. As you start to grow older, don't let the gated block your way. Live free and be strong now. For you, I'll be there every day. Every day. At times you live tight, way on top of your game. You don't know if what you see can be a pain. It's hard to see when you can't slow down. It's fast paced, leave little time to walk around. It's fast paced, leave little. That's the one that you were asking about, right?
Yeah, well, that's the one that led me back to you. So check it out. A couple weeks ago, first of all, and however long it's been since we first met, that song has always stuck in my head here and there. No time. I just like the hook, right? And it's kind of been a little bit of an anthem. And so, but I was like, let me find this cat and see what he's doing. And
you found me, mother. Oh, I mean, you found me.
Yay, and see if he wants to be on the music train. So let me tell you a little bit about the show. So a couple years ago, so my partner's out of Singapore. His name is BK Han. Have you heard of NFTs or Web3 or digital wallets, cryptocurrency like Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Okay. Way back then, I met BK Han. He became my mentor, and in an app called Connect Club, which is no longer, there was a space that people could go into digitally, virtually, like a metaverse, and they could hang out and they could turn their camera on. You could see them. There could be as many people as wanted to be, and it was right on your phone. Anyway, one day in a little room that was created in one of these metaverses, BK said, and we had a few people as guests there, Vessy, why don't you write a song on the spot? Because that's what I do. That's my forte. And I have my.
I know you used to.
I have my digital. I have my digital audio workstation here. I've got my Pro Tools. I was like, okay, so I'll record the song as I write it on the spot. And he said, well, let's get a couple words from the guests, and you write it with the guests because you're going, whatever they say, just write the song. So I started to do that. And our first season is all NFTs, all digital artifacts, which are basically available on the blockchain on OpenSea. So anyway, What were you gonna say? What did I used to do? Tell me, because I might not remember.
Oh, you used to. So first of all, so I claim that I have 11 songs because I know 10 and 11 will be finished soon enough. So that's 11 total songs. I wrote my first one when I was 20. So in 33 years, I wrote 11 songs. And I remember you came over, you're like, you guys, we should have like a songwriting workshop. No, you don't talk like this. My daughter told me, she's like, every person in the world other than you doesn't talk like that, but I always impersonate them that way, like, because you've never talked, but just let me do it the way I heard it. Okay,
Yeah.
so it was like,
Go ahead.
Stevie, Casey, do you guys want to have like a songwriting workshop? And I was like, I'm really like, I was in my lair. I was semi-hibernating and I don't know what's going on, but I'm not really good at workshops. And you're like, Stevie, are you interested? And Stevie's like, are you interested? And then
Have you
history.
ever thought about going into acting? Like, I think we would be really good on Saturday Night Live.
No, actually, I'm pretty sure I'm
Like,
pretty
if we're gonna
clear
talk like
on the
Valley
path
Girls,
that I want to be on.
like if we're gonna talk like Valley Girls, like I'm down. Like, let's go.
What I didn't mention in my bio or whatever, the AI thing, was the first main band, the first band where I felt like it was actually organic, and the three of us. I was actually the lead singer of that band, even though I played drums. And it was with Frank Zappa's nephew, Jason,
Wow.
who was a lot like his uncle, and he didn't have. Let's just say he didn't have a lot of friends because he didn't run home, scurry home, and practice guitar all day, but he did go home after school and practice guitar every day.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so when he played something, he meant it, just like his uncle. And then this whole thing happened in this. This is wait. Am I taking up too much time?
Not at all. This is all about you and your stories. I'm so excited
All right.
to
So
even just learn of this.
in ninth grade, our junior high used to be seventh, eighth, and ninth. But then then at one year they decided, well, let's try and be like the rest of the country, and they moved ninth to high school, so freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. So that year we had this big blowout end of the year concert when people used to, well, people still do, but it was all about live music and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to have your songs, you'd submit your songs, and by the name of that band was the Mammy Nuns. It's named after a Frank Zappa album. The Mammy Nuns. Mammy Nuns, named after a Frank Zappa album. Because come on, who doesn't love Frank Zappa? That guy's a genius. The guy was a genius.
I'm gonna have to play a song for you here from the great secret Susie Williams from Huff V's. Her husband may or may not have been Frank Zappa's assistant for like 6 years.
Well, as a drummer, I used to go to drum workshops when I was a kid, like in Jersey and Long Island and shit. And the thing was, we like drum. There used to be like a crew of drum nerds who like loved great drummers, and the drummers would actually show up through Sam Ash, and like there they would be right in front of you. Terry Bozzio, Chad Wackerman, Chester Thompson, Tony Mason. Whatever his name is, Mason, and never Tony Williams. I wish, but anyway, like there was a thing where like drummers used to be competitive, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I bet you don't know how to play the whole side of Farewell to Kings without stopping." I'm like, I know all of Moving Pictures blindfolded. I don't even need music. And so like music was like serious shit when I was growing up. That's all I'm saying.
You're amazing. You guys, I have a rock star in the house today. As you know, the Music Train is here every Sunday, streaming from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure if you know who our next week's guest is. I know who it is, but I'm not telling you. You're just going to have to wait to find out who that is. But in the meantime, please just know we're really grateful for your patronage, which is your viewership. Thank you so much. Eventually, I'd like to pay my guests I'd love to have paying sponsors. I'd love the show to actually be syndicated. I think that I've got the right kind of show to actually have that success. I would want to thank my guests for being here today, and I hope that you've had fun on the music train. And we have to write that song, Casey. We've got to write that song. So you're going to give me a couple words, and I'm going to write a song on the spot. Because that's the theme of the show. That's how Music Train began. So,
all right, fine. Without my only queen, I live in empty pain.
Oh my gosh, you gave me a bunch of words. Without my only queen, I live empty life. Say it again. What was it again? Without my what?
Without my only queen, I live in empty pain.
So sad. Without my only queen, I live in empty pain. Pain?
Yes. Pain.
Okay, here, I got it.
Rhymes with rain.
Without my only queen, I live in empty pain. To shuffle cards again and move beyond this train, I might find myself lonely and going insane. You're on the music train. You're on the music train. You're on the music train. So the songwriting circle would work. I mean, you and I obviously, like, I asked you for one word, 2 words, and you gave me like opera. Like,
you can keep playing for a second. Maybe not, but but what you were singing was awesome. That was amazing. You know what? We should actually. You're in Chicago, right?
Yes, I'm in Chicago.
I'm doing Chicago. We're gonna jam real soon, actually, because I think that, like, I honestly believe that all this stuff is really connected. I really honestly believe all of that.
100%.
And you. Somehow we got in touch recently at a landmark time in my life, and I think that it would be great to sit down in the same room and jam real soon.
Can we? It's got to happen. It's going to happen. I'm going to be in LA doing a fundraiser for a wonderful Buddhist community that's building a school, a clinic, and a temple in India and on sacred land. It has to do also with Noura and her Buddhist group out there in Santa Barbara. So I'm going to be in November for, I think, 2 or 3 days. I'm going to be in Santa Barbara.
Well, how serendipitous, because that's when I moved back to Southern California.
See? It all
I do see,
out.
yeah.
And we didn't even talk about how amazing your parents are, because had it not been for your mom, I would just like to say, I'd like to quote you. My mother gave me my great-grandfather's snare drum when I was 6. The story is I just started playing it. The story is I just started playing it as if I understood it. It was an old, beautiful wooden snare, the instrument that opened the beautiful world of music for me. Elvis had just died around this time. I think you need to write a book. I mean, I'm just going to say it. I think because the way that you write, first of all, is so poetic. You need to write that book. I want that book in my house. I want to be able to read it. I want to know your whole story. And I'm sure it's going to unravel itself to remind you just how very unique it is. I already know you're unique, but shout out to you. Shout out to your parents and all of New York City. You guys have Casey Waldman from the Revelers there right now, but he's going to have to go back to Los Angeles and kick some, rock and roll booty. So New York's just going to have to chill for a minute. I'd love to play you. I'd love to actually hear one more from you, but I wanted to also possibly, maybe we'll close out with your original. We'll close out with that.
Yeah.
So would you like to play another one before we close?
Sure. I have to tune up to E real quick, but I'm good at that.
All All right. In the
So it's
meantime, I'll
called-
just, yeah.
What?
In the meantime, I was going to just, while you tune up, I was going to play this.
Sounds great.
God was full of wine last night, so very full of wine, that he let a great secret slip, a great important secret slip. He was so very full of wine, and he said, there is no one on this earth who needs a pardon from me, for there is really no such thing. I say that there is no such thing, for there is really no such thing as sin. The beloved, he has gone completely wild. He has poured himself into me, and I am blissful, drunk and overflowing. Oh, bring all your bottles of wine to this table divine. The earth we share, and if your cellar is there, the whole universe can drink forever from mine. And he said, there is no one on this earth who needs a pardon from me, for there is really no such thing. I said that there is no such thing, for there is really no such thing as sin. For there is no such thing as sin.
The great Diva Deluxe, Susie Williams. She was a guest on our show. I just love her so much. Wasn't that so amazing?
It was. Susie. What's up? Is she LA or
yeah,
what?
She's in LA. She's in Venice. You're going to meet her. Yes.
Oh,
you probably did meet her. We were in an a cappella trio together called the Smiling Minks. You might have met Susie.
Oh, you mean like 23 years ago?
Why do you keep saying it? It just can't even be 23
Because
years.
remember when I got catapulted into the pavement? That was the last time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the story goes, guys, before Casey does his song, I saw him. Okay, we were biking in Venice, California. It was a beautiful day.
You're going to tell him?
I was living in a house. Okay, I won't tell him. We'll save it for next time. We're going to have you back. All right. You guys, thank you for tuning in.
Wait, I'd like to thank you, Vessy. I really, really appreciate it. You're awesome, and I love the fact that this is going on, and I'm all about it. And anytime I'm all in, is what I'm saying. I'm with you. I'm on your train. I'm on your train, yo.
I might ask you to co-host with me sometime, and maybe
I'll do whatever you want.
Bring in like Stevie. You
remember the roof in Venice?
Yes, I remember the roof in Venice. Okay, I think I might have told people I lived in a roof, not in a roof.
You said a couple things, but you made it sound very romantic. Like, where I live, I can see the stars.
Yes, I lived in a tent on the roof on the 3rd floor, but it was a really badass Costco tent.
It was.
There was a jacuzzi up there.
There was.
Okay. You know what? We have a whole movie here. All right, you guys, thank you again for tuning in. We're going to close out the show with this amazing individual. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to find him, you have to go through me because he's setting up his
Go through her. She's my handler.
Yeah, let's go. Thank you again. Season 6, episode 7 with Casey Waldman from The Revelers. Shout out to Mr. BK Han and all the sponsors. Thank you, Metaverse Generation, and thank you to the viewers on X, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and of course, StreamYard. Thank you so much. Casey, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. And
I love you too, Vessy. Thanks. Nobody really plays drums like plays guitar like a drummer. Except a drummer. The first time I saw her, I knew it was true. A twist of fate brought me to you. She lights up the room every time. Maybe one day she'll be mine. She fumbles around in a purse for a gun. A finger on the trigger. She's about to shoot someone. She's the angel. The angel of the sun. Oh shit. An angel. An angel of the sun. She's the angel. The angel with a gun. Then the verse repeats just the Martina, and then we sing the third one together. It's so awesome. But this lead, you haven't heard this lead yet. One more time for you. And I guess that's a wrap.
Hey, yay!
Yeah, if you can't afford a ticket, I'll give you one.
Thank you.